Hi, welcome to Nailhead number 12, and I just can't believe we've made it this far. Lots happened since our last show number 11. I'd like to share some of those things with you. I took off my hat and I brushed my teeth. So, without further ado, let's get right into the meat of the show. Later in the show, we're going to be showing you Bunky Fleagle, Floundering 88 Part 2, and I hope you've been following along with this mock documentary of a presidential candidate in the 88 election, because it's very good. And I'll come back with an editorial as usual and spout off some garbage, read some letters, and, I don't know. It's just like you people want this show, so that's why I'm giving it to you. I really wouldn't do it otherwise, but, it's just like supply and demand type thing. It's just all fits together with the big scheme of the universe, if you know what I'm saying. So, without further ado, we're going to go to Bunky Fleagle, Floundering 88. Part 2, so Bunky, take it away.
Additional sponsors for this program include Ginrail Motors and its 1989 line of dazzling, almost competitive cars, the Oldsmobile Picket, the Plymouth Strike, and the Dodge Breakdown. By the Schwann Bicycle Company and its new line of sports bikes aimed at the new, unrestrained America. The Teen Ass Clipper, the High School Proby, the Olympic Button Splasher, and the Suicidal Geezer. And by Ethnic Floor Sweeper, the shin and ankle ointment that reminds you of a coffee shop visit. Ethnic Floor Sweeper hacks, jabs, and slashes at muscles and joints, leaving you feel bruised but safe and relieved. Available in 4 different strengths. Adriatic T-shirt, Latin Toothpick, Wayward Busboy, and South of the Border Hot Blood. Back again, we're talking with presidential hopeful Bunky Fleagle. Now, Mr. Fleagle, it's not my intention to subject your or anyone else's candidacy to an undue dose of honesty or precision, but can you tell us just what your plans are to get America out of its desperate, relentless, dismaying, and some would say hopeless nosedive it's in at present?
My goodness, what happened since we went on air, Ty? Michael Jackson defect or something?
Showbiz, Mr. Fleagle, just playing to the crowd.
Maybe you should get yourself a coach and a wardrobe like Koppel. Don't hang out at the networks.
I don't have his delivery, and the nifty red waves.
Got that nifty little eye patch, though. That must get you in a lot of trouble.
You mean like Cronkite's magic upper fuzz? Not quite.
See you both at the Smithsonian. But to get back to your question, Ty, I can assure you that the refurbished nice persons have a well-formulated plan to restore America to its former greatness and once meaningfully effective role in world affairs.
Meaningfully effective. Sounds like you're writing product updates for a proctology convention.
That's just rhetoric, Ty. I had writers that suggested dominant, super aggressive, and even hyper-rip-roaringly macho, but I had the feminists to think about.
Reformed feminists by any chance?
No, Ty. These women are pros.
Pros?
Yes. How much do you know about the 3rd round of the Moore-Lewis fight?
Probably not enough to get me a date if that were ever an issue.
Probably not, Ty.
All right, then. Moving along and hopefully keeping somewhere safely between the macho and the sublime, can you tell us something about the specifics of your plan to restore America to its former greatness?
Well, basically, what I plan to do, when elected, is to provide this country with good leadership.
Good leadership, the old standby.
Well, what do you expect me to do, Ty? Camp out on the Potomac chanting mantras?
How about Kumbaya from when Baez was cute?
Well, I can do a pretty good Eve of Destruction on my zither.
Let's skip it.
Deal.
But seriously, Mr. Fleagle, can you understand my skepticism? Don't all candidates say they're going to be good leaders?
Yes, but I don't think you can emphasize the importance of good leadership enough. I mean, you can have, as we have, semi-arguably the best country on earth, a country that probably spends more on stereos and dog foods than most countries spend on nutrition. But if you've got a president that mopes around and acts like he has to ask permission from Dan Rather or the networks in order to have a headache, well, you're going to have problems.
So you're going to go out there and sparkle even if Chris Wallace frowns or Sam Donaldson cuts you off his Christmas card list?
I'm going to end the ongoing presidential court-martial for being human. Okay, so I forget facts and figures. Okay, so I get the middle name of the Viceroy of Voodoo Armenia. I'll still be there when it counts.
All right, fair enough. Now, if you would you tell us something about the specifics of your plan to provide us all with, is it fair to say, firm leadership?
Semi-firm, Ty. I'm not going to show up at Redskins games with schnapps and a monocle.
All right then, semi-firm. You plan to use hard work, perseverance, and hope for a bit of luck
Or do you plan to rely on plain old garden variety genius and charisma?
Oh my goodness now, genius and charisma. I mean, who we got with that these days besides stock frauds or Olympic gymnasts?
Reagan's prompter.
Not bad. I might have said the spiritualist that helped Al Haig be a better Foster Brooks.
Good.
But anyway, you just can't count on genius and charisma in politics. I mean, genius is usually sincere, and what conservative do you know that has charisma? Lawrence Welk, the inventor of Polydent?
I don't know. Sometimes Heston has his moments.
That's because of the company he keeps, Ty, the resurrection crowd.
Could be.
But I will say I do like your idea of persevering and hoping for a bit of luck. Certainly any president, given the gravity of the job, should persevere. And I suppose anyone should be on the lookout for luck, especially in the organically misplotted 1980s.
What about the hard work?
Well, that's certainly something to think about, Ty.
Am I detecting yours won't be a driven presidency?
Well, let's put it this way, Ty. I'll give you a full 40 hours. Remember what I said, sleep conquers all. I mean, at least I won't be nodding off during major nuclear summits.
All right, I suppose that's reasonable to expect from any lifestyle-conscious post-Woodstock candidate. We need to take another break. When we get back, we'll wrap it up with Congressman Fleagle.
Greetings. I am Omar of Omar's Cab. Cab driving is a disgusting business, but if you should ever need a cab, call me, Omar, of Omar's Oasis Cab in Burbank. I give you good ride. Treat you with respect, courtesy, not like filth like many drivers do. So please, if you should ever need a ride, call me, Omar, of Omar's Oasis Cab in Burbank. I give you good, honest ride. No cheats, no steal. Once I cheat customer in my native country. Difficult now for me to show affection to my darling Fatima. So please, cab driving is a disgusting business, but if you should ever need a cab, call me, Omar, of Omar's Oasis Cab in Burbank. I speak the good English, study many roads and car trails of LA, have good, fast car, no Russian parts. So please, cab driving is a sickening business, but if you should ever need a cab, call me, Omar, of Omar's Oasis Cab in Burbank. You would not regret it. May your tribe increase tenfold and your master charge and do. All right, get the lead out, you accursed dog.
Back again with Congressman Bunky Fleagle. Now, Mr. Fleagle, it's not my intention to wreck the flow of any politician on the streak, but just what are the specifics of your plan to make America a brighter, happier, more cheery democracy?
What am I supposed to do, Ty? Go hand out banjos and tap shoes?
I've heard stranger proposals.
Well, I mean, you really want to know? It's also trivial and dull.
I'm not one to gossip, Mr. Fleagle, but the fate of millions may rest on it.
Well, okay. Most of it has to do with the usual things, you know, fighting inflation, building a better bomb, putting a squeeze on welfare rights.
Talk tough to the Russians or anyone else that likes that kind of thing?
Hey, don't knock it. It might be the coming thing.
I'm not knocking it.
There you go. But anyway, you know, I just plan to do the usual thing the symbolic leader of the free world does. You know, show up every day in dentures and Brill cream, setting my noble example to the unwashed. Not that I'm a shower freak.
Do I detect, then, that yours won't be a dynamic presidency filled with young bloods and hotspurs tugging at the pillars of complacency?
Ty, I'm almost 40. Julius the Rosa records are beginning to sound radical to me.
Maybe it's the boogie-woogie trombone.
Maybe it's the jive drummer. I think he's on Mary Jane.
I'll call the Satan hotline.
Well, anyway, I do have a few sort of revolutionary ideas I might just try out if I ever got elected.
Care to share them with us?
You really want to hear them?
You've got our rapt attention.
Well, okay, here goes. If elected president, one of the first things I would do would be to try to make America a less noisy country.
A less noisy country.
Yes, it's sort of like sleep. You'd be surprised how it can affect your attitude toward nuclear catastrophe.
An interesting idea, Mr. Fleagle. Certainly not the new theory of economics or detente we might have expected, but...
Earplugs for peace. How does that sound, Ty?
I'm not certain it'll get you goose-stepping masses, but I've heard worse. Have any other ideas, Mr. Fleagle?
I certainly do. If elected to the White House, the second thing I would do would be to change the national anthem to a waltz.
A waltz. No place in your political scheme for a foxtrot or a rama.
Well, I'd at least get some of the notes mellowed out. I mean, who can sing the song besides choir boys or people with throat disease?
Select alpine sheepdogs on a high diet of oxygen.
There you go. I mean, it's supposed to be a joyous national song, not punishment for not being born Canadian.
Quite true. Do you have any other earth shakers for us, Mr. Fleagle?
I certainly do. If elected, I would make certain that each and every one of us, as Americans, paid more attention to Meadowlark Lemon.
Meadowlark Lemon, the former basketball player turned television evangelist.
Yes, it's that combination of basketball, comedy, and God that I find so significant.
All right, I hate to pass up your plans to outlaw Twinkies or build a Twinkie Lee Memorial in Washington.
Buffalo Bob, Ty. Buffalo's my man.
All right, Buffalo Bob. Hate to cut you short, but unfortunately, we're out of time. Now, Mr. Fleagle, in the few moments we have left, could you tell the American people why, considering the safe, predictable, glad-smiling wonder boys the major parties have running, they should go for you with your somewhat, shall we say, unorthodox style?
I'll certainly try. What I'd like to say to the American people is this. On Election Day, when you're in that voting booth, ready to mark your ballot, pull the lever or punch those stupid holes like they do here in California, hey, give me a chance. Okay, maybe I'm not handsome, maybe I'm not sexy, maybe I don't have the demographics, maybe select Nebraska women 18 to 22 aren't pledging me devotion, maybe I look suspicious when the lighting's bad and the powder girl's in a mood, but I still think I'd come darn close to being a pretty good top executive of this fine land. I would work hard to restore the American people to their shrinking, but still dramatically significant role within devotedly unself-conscious of the free world. I would make Americans proud once again to be proud of our accomplishments, our military personnel, proud of everything. I would make Americans proud once again to be a beacon of hope, when you can see it, to the world's oppressed masses, to those who at this very moment do not enjoy our finely cherished freedoms of truth, justice, democracy, low-cost happiness, and reasonably well-regulated self-abuse. I would always be honest, sincere, and truthful. Most of the time, I would never, ever lie. Whenever practical, and even when people were screaming at me to shut up, I would always be straightforward about the many schemes, deals, and sneaky ventures my administration was undertaking in the name of freedom. But make no mistake about it, my friends. When the chips were down, I would not hesitate to lie, cheat, steal, or even squash toes under the table, if that is what were required to keep the honor, dignity, and technical virginity of this nation intact. But make no mistake about it too, my friends. My administration would also become a bastion of the good things in life. From the day I took office, the world would know that my administration was a friend of truth, to love, to the harmony of mankind, or to any of a number of creative ideas that sounded nice and seemed to get a lot of airplay. I would do all that I could to become sincere friends with the Russians. I would forgive them for their coldness, their bad manners, the finky clothing of their leaders, their brutal, if allegedly somewhat remotely understandable military escapades. I would even teach them what sincerity, or any of a number of noble emotions from the Western world, means. All around us, truth and honor would abound. And together, under God, hand in hand, or as circumstances dictated, glove in glove, and filled with our newfound sense of pride, determination, dedication, purpose, and moderately glorified skeptical depression, we would work together to build a happier, safer, more mellow, less irretrievably backbiting and bitchy world for one and all. Thank you.
Well, that's our news for tonight. From all of us here at the Mellow Valley News, good night.
Thank God that's over. But you notice that the Nailhead Show isn't like as funny as it used to be. I noticed that too. You know what it is? It's because I used to drink before I did the show before, and now I don't. So you know what the message here is? If you want to be funny, you want to get the woman, you want to live a happy, longer life, drink. No, I'm just kidding, really. Station doesn't back any of that up. That was just a little joke, ha ha. And I'm going to do a little editorial now. Clinton's been in office for about 30 days, and he's done an all right job. He's been waffling a little bit on the Ecuador incident, and I think he was, I don't know, just the riots in Buffalo. He should have done something more about that. We don't have the Niagara Falls anymore, you know what I mean? He's just got to be more on top of things. He's kind of a little too concerned about, I don't know what he's concerned about. I don't even know what he's done, really, but still better than Bush. That's what I always say. And next week, or next show, we're going to have, hopefully, the third part of Valley of the Green Beach, which is, from what I hear, simply spectacular, blockbuster, surprise ending, the whole 9 yards. And that's going to be next week, or next show, I should say. We don't do these shows weekly anymore because I moved, the director, Steve, moved. It's just like very, very transient now. We're going to try to get this show in Boston and much more produced and a little better quality, better songs, dances, all kinds of good stuff. And remember, till next time, do what you have to. Just do what you have to. Good night from us here at Nailhead Land.